Hey guys, my name's Erik Escobar, and I got some really horrible roommates, all right? We've all had horrible roommates. If you've never had the horrible roommate, you were the horrible roommate, okay? But my current roommate is the worst. She's really, loud and annoying, and my mom. And it's tough, man. It's tough. She's actually this adorable little Filipino woman. I love her. Really, really cute. She has a really thick accent, which I think is adorable. I remember when I was younger, she would always be like, oh, Erik, do you want to see the ocean? Do you want to see the water? Do you want to go see the beach? I'd be like, what? What did you say, Mom? She'd be like, do you want to see the beach? I'm like, no, I don't want to see Grandma right now. All right? But it's cool. My dad's Mexican, so it's fun being Mexipino, you know? They even each other out. Like some half Filipino, 27 years old, already losing my hair. All right, it's messed up. Filipinos bald early, but it works out because since I'm half Mexican, by the time I was in kindergarten, I could grow a mustache. So there you go. There you go. I do think my Mexican last name is a little weird. Don't like my Mexican last name. It's Escobar because people hear Escobar and they immediately think of Pablo Escobar, and they hit me up and they're like, "Oh, Escobar, are you part of some kind of Colombian drug cartel or something?" And it doesn't really bother me because they'll be dealt with. They will. They will. Had a lot of horrible roommates. I had a horrible roommate in college who would always eat all of my food. It was the worst. So one day, I made some brownies, put a little laxative in there, left it in the fridge, and put a sign that said, "Do not eat." Next day, half the brownies were gone. Which by far is my favorite story I've ever told in a eulogy. All right? It's a good one. I'm actually kind of a weird mood right now, a little bit of a weird mood. I actually someone actually got shot right outside my apartment last night, which was really messed up. And I was freaking out, all right? Because it was the first time I've ever used a gun. It was absolutely horrible. Just a joke. Just a joke. I've killed before. But I'm actually pretty anti-gun. Don't like guns. Had a very traumatic experience when I was a kid. I remember when I was 7 years old, I went hunting, all right? And I tried to shoot this rabbit. And I felt so bad because I accidentally hit the magician. And what a horrible birthday that was. Horrible birthday. I love where I live. I live in LA. LA is great. We have amazing homeless people. Love the homeless people in LA. Homeless guy came up to me the other day, asked me a loaded question. He was like, "Yo, man, are you pro-gay?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Are you pro-gay?" I'm like, "Sir, I'm not even amateur gay, all right? When did you guys get a league? Can I do fantasy gay? I'm going to draft you. Let's do it. Let's do it." Everyone thinks people from Los Angeles are pretentious. I take offense to that. We're not pretentious, all right? We're ostentatious. And it's a good place to be. Talking about homeless people, I actually play a game out here in LA. You can play it back home wherever you are. It's called Homeless or Hipster. Here's how you do it, all right, guys? If they asking for change in an alley, probably homeless. Typing away at a typewriter in a little coffee shop, probably a hipster. They got a big old beard, and they're pushing around an empty grocery cart full of PBR cans. I don't know. That one's tough. But yeah, I have some interests. I started training to be a professional wrestler recently. That's cool. I had my first match last week, and the first thing my opponent did was headbutt me right in the privates. Okay? It's messed up. I was freaking out because it was the first time I've seen anyone get a concussion. Okay? It's, ladies, how you doing? You got my Instagram right there. But I love wrestling. I'm trying to figure out a finishing move. I think I'm going to do one where I get the guy's head and I throw it into the mat. Some people call it an RKO. Some people call it a diamond cutter. My boss calls it a fireball offense. So if anyone's hiring, my Instagram's below. Hit me up there. I've had some problems dating recently. I just got out of a 6-year-long relationship. It's a long time, and I'm gonna miss it, man. Let's get personal. Like, she would want to be intimate like 5 or 6 times a day, and if I was lucky, one of those times would be with me. So that hurts. That hurts. Trying the online dating. I'm on one website right now called Black People Meet. Just a heads up. You do not want to spell meat wrong, okay? That is a completely different website. I'll still get messages. I'm like, who could it be? Oh, it doesn't even fit on the screen. Oh, need a bigger iPad. Look at that. But yeah, I don't like online dating, all right? I don't like the Tinder. Don't like the Tinder at all. You know, I don't want to tell my kids that I met their mom while I was like drunk on the toilet swiping right. Like, that's not a fairy tale whatsoever. I've been trying to meet people, but it's weird. Like, I remember dating's hard for me because, like, I had a horrible dating experience recently with this girl. We were dating for a couple months, and let's get real, she ended up getting pregnant, all right? And that was really hard because neither of us had money. We didn't know what to do. So we decided to get the abortion. And it was really tough, guys, really, really tough, because we go and get the procedure. We're standing by each other. We go back to the car, and to make matters even worse, I locked my keys in the car, all right? Do you know how embarrassing it is to walk back into that abortion clinic and ask if you can borrow a coat hanger? It is absolutely horrible, absolutely horrible. I was a little drunk last night. I'm going to preface it with that because I wasn't in my sober state. A little drunk last night, and I opened up my laptop. I went on Internet Explorer, went on Facebook, and that led me to a website called Jezebel. Okay, I don't know if you guys know Jezebel. It's a site mainly for females, so I want to explain that I was drunk because it's really embarrassing as a guy to still use Internet Explorer. And I was on the site. They had this fascinating article about cuddling. I thought it was really, really cool. And I want to share it with y'all. So, for instance, if in a heterosexual relationship, if the girl is the one who's like on her back and the guy is the one who's like spooning her, it usually means that the girl has a stronger personality between the two and that the guy doesn't have a good relationship with his mom. Or a great relationship. Either way, do not role play. The next one I thought was really fascinating. And it's the exact opposite of the first, but I loved it because this is the way I cuddle, all right? It's the one where the guy is actually on his back and the girl just isn't there. That one hurts, guys. That one hurts a lot. So, yeah, you know, I've had some issues. We've all had some issues. I'm a pretty fat guy, pretty big guy. I love my body now. I think whoever you are, you should love yourself. But it was really horrible when I was, like, in junior high, okay? Because back then, I was so insecure about my weight, I would cut myself. Giant pieces of cake to hide the pain. And they were delicious. They were delicious. Absolutely delicious. Like I said before, my name's Erik Escobar. You guys may have seen me on some stuff. You may have seen me on Last Comic Standing. You may have seen me on Comedy Central. You may have seen me on Craigslist. And it's weird being a comedian or an actor in LA, all right? Because all your friends are comedians and actors, and sometimes they book work that's really cool, and you get really jealous. Like, I have a friend who just booked a pilot with Ryan Seacrest, okay? And I wanted to be happy for him, but I was so jealous until I realized no one cares about Ryan Seacrest, all right? Like, Ryan Seacrest was big back in the day, but nobody remembers her. So, like, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? Let's wrap up here, guys. I wanted to tell you all this joke about how I never leave my apartment, but whatever. It's an inside joke. Hey, all right, ending strong. Ending strong. Let's do it. You know, instead of a joke, I'm going to end on a message. Going to end on a message for this Buzzfeed open mic. The message is this. Party it up. If you love to party it up, live your life. You only got one, so make it a great time. But I beg you, if there's one drug you should never do, one drug you should never do, it is acid. All right? And hear me out, because, like, I tried acid once, and I was having a crazy trip when my little brother walked in and asked if he could try some. Which is the one thing like you do not want to experience as an only child. All right, guys, my name was Erik Escobar. Y'all have been great. Thank you. Buzzfeed open mic. Woo! Cool.